use it as that word. But the rulers we have now, they're trying to bring development to themselves, to their family, and only their cronies. This is where we first get it wrong, and that is where we're having it difficult to mend that lapses.
So if you say that was where we got it wrong, and we're finding it difficult to a kind of look for a way to solve that problem, do you think that the people you call rulers, from your explanation,
Yes.
do you think they are using the instrumentality of religion and ethnicity to play these cards?
That is basically what they are using. You see, an average human being, there are key things that they will not want you to play with, which is their religion, their ethnicity, or possibly, let's say, their occupation. Once you touch that, it becomes a no-go area for them. And you haven't been a political analyst, you know about the divide and rule strategy. Now, it is believed that once these rulers in quote comes into, or they are trying to vie into elective positions, this is the element, or these are rather the element they use to win votes for themselves. Not because they are capable, not because they have all it takes to be rulers, but they use the strategies of the divide and rule. Now, what do they use? They use religion, they use ethnicity, and they use region. And that is where we have been finding it difficult to fix it, because it is not whose the cap fits, let him wear it. No, it is who is our own. Let us push it. Even if it is as the worst of them, in as much as he comes from that region, or he belongs to so religion, or so ethnicity, we will just join our hands and vote, because they use that notion of the divide and rule, and these are the parameters, or these are the things they are using just to get elective position. What I asked somebody when we were discussing some times ago about politics, we were discussing into what the question I asked him: after these people you have voted them into power, how many of them come to see you? Or the moment they go into power, they cease to be your own people again? Because during the election, you will tell us that these are our people, let us vote them. Maybe this is my religion, let me vote for him. After that, do they really represent you? Do they really represent the religion you said they do? These are some of the problems we have been facing as individuals, and that is why severally we have been trying, just like we have been saying, we will keep talking until we get the desired change. If not so, we'll continue to talk.
It's okay. Thank you very, very much. It has been a very nice time talking with you. I think we'll just take a pause so that we'll have some sip of water before we come back and then continue the discussion.
Thank you very much.
We'll look at. All right, thank you very much. If you are just joining us, you are onto the program Voices, and on Voices we discuss a lot about political issues and what can help our country to grow. And I've been discussing with Sir Dino Dauda, who is a political analyst, and we've been talking about Nigeria on the crossroad, and he has made some very wonderful illustrations about why we are on the crossroad as a nation. So going back to where we deviated from before we went on break, let's talk about this. Let's talk about our independence. Now we blamed the Europeans, or better still, we blame the colonizers, that they colonized us, they took away everything. But I know strongly that even though they took away everything from us, they were able to do certain things in Nigeria and all other areas they colonized before they left. Sadino, can we say that the colonial masters did better? Or can we say the colonial masters wouldn't have gone? Or should we even say that if the colonial masters were here, Nigeria would be better? Because today our brothers are there, it's as if they are not doing what they are supposed to do. But what is your take?
All right, thank you for that awesome question. Before I could answer that very question, I want to take us back a bit during the Industrial Revolution. That is what mostly bring out about other countries, that the whites or the British, let me say, when there was Industrial Revolution, they have a lot of things and in minimal markets. And that is why they have to expand or extend their markets to Africa, of which they have visited Nigeria. Now, why I'm saying this so that we will first know the motive behind their coming to the country, then we will look at it vis-a-vis the development then and what we're having now. Despite the fact that they came here or they came to Nigeria to market, let me use that word, their products, then, but they still have an impact on the society. We have heard about the slave trade and what have you. We know that was mostly the bad side of it. But check most of the government reserved area then, called the GRAs. Yeah. Check how they were constructed. This is over 50 years ago or 60 years since it counts even before the independence now. Some of those GRAs, go there and you will see them still functioning. Now, looking at our own development now, using our own persons, or let me use the leaders or the rulers that we have to develop some of those areas or other areas per se. By the time you visit those places, you will see that there's great disparity, there's great difference compared to what the colonial master have done and what we are obtaining, what are obtainable right now. In coming to this answer, I would like to say that the colonial master have done far more better, let me use that word, more than what we have now. The reason is, now if you check most of the old, I know that their development and things tend to change. Most of the rail track or the rail lines that we have, even though some people will tell you that those rail lines were constructed so as to move or shift the raw material of what from us to them, but at least at the end they were being effective and they are used for the services of the community. What can you say? That this our government, the government that are owned by our own people, what have they done? This is what the thing we need to check and then measure whether we are doing well or not. We know there are development and there are changes due to time, but basically, if I, on my own opinion, I would say the colonial master have done more better than what is obtainable now.
So why did we send him away? Why did we send the colonial masters away?
Because
if we feel that we have the ability to do it, if then we felt that they were not doing it well, if then we felt that there was a need for agitation, so why did we send them away?
The reason behind it, that is why I had to trace us back to the why they were here, and then our people felt that they were a kind of extorting our raw materials. They are exploiting a lot of us. So they felt it is better we become self-independent. Let them go to their own and then we will manage our own resources. But after then, we had some set of leaders. Now I'm calling the name leaders because some of them did what is right then. They built and developed at least a lot of infrastructural development, even though some of the leaders in code have the ethnicity you make mention before, because no matter what they will tell you in Hausa, they will say namu namu ni. They prefer to capture or make development in their own. We know that at least. But to some extent, they were able to extend those development outside the shore of their regions. Why we need to send those people out? Because of they were a kind of enslaving, let me use that word, even though the slave trade have been banished or stuff like that, but still there are indirect slavery, let me use that word. So when we begin to get more consciousness of these things around us, we felt it is better we become our self-government. But having said this, I kept answering or I asking a question now is, who were the people that called for the self-actualization or the independent for the independence of the country? That is some of the things I have been trying to look. I checked the constitution. The constitution only tells us that we accepted to become one nation, right? I think that's section 14 and then the part 1 of the constitution. But who are the people that is referred to as the we? I think that would be a thing of discussion for other day. Because of the time, I would say that if I will be permitted, I will beg maybe the British should still come back to recolonize us, just like the way Donald Trump then once said.
I don't really. Do you really think that will be right? Because Nigeria has the intellectual prowess, the intellectual power. Nigeria has the resources. Nigeria has men and women that have made us proud all over the world. So why will you, in every sense of the word, begin to think that what Donald Trump said was actually right. Why would you think in that pattern?
Comrade, you make mention of something. You said Nigeria have the resources.
Very well,
right?
very well.
I'm not disputing that.
Both human, both human and material resources.
Yes, I'm not disputing that. But in my little studies, I get to understand that a resource is never a resource when you cannot make use of it. We have all sorts things, but we don't have the field, or we don't have the leverage to exercise or to make our impact to be felt. The little ones that have kept on defending themselves, their families, and their cronies. Check an average person that is doing well outside the shore of Nigeria is because that person have a workable system out there. We don't have that system here. So maybe if we invite the colonial masters, they come up here, maybe they will set the systems for us and then we'll key into it.
No, that will be neo-colonialism. Rather, won't we... In fact, let me ask you a question that will lead or that will snowball us into discussing about that. Now the 2023 election is about to come. It's just at the corner. A lot of candidates from the PDP to the APC to the NNPP to the ADC, all of them, everybody is saying, give us this country to pilot. We have what it takes, we have the capacity, we have the intellectual power, we are intellectually mobile, and we can, in every sense of the word, make sure that Nigeria works again. But for you also as a political analyst, what is going to be your advice to Nigerians for the man that also pilots this nation? I haven't spoken about ethnicity and religion being some very pivotal factors that the political demagogues use to get themselves into power. What message will you give to an average Nigerian who is listening to you right now?
All right. Before I delve into that, I want to raise a point that you said